windows here and just get this stuff moving. And for those of you that are not aware, this is our open Q&A. It's something I do every week where I go live on YouTube and I invite anybody for free to come in, ask questions about self-publishing. And I do my best to provide answers based on my 7+ years doing the publishing for myself and for others. So hopefully this will be beneficial. Going in. Let's see, are we yet on Zoom? We are, it's fine. Sorry, guys, I'm a little bit late. Happy to have you connected with me today on YouTube and also here with me on Zoom. This is April Cox. This is our open Q&A session, Self-Publishing Made Simple with April Cox. I'm here to answer your questions about self-publishing. So if you are watching this on YouTube and you want to come and join us live, you can go to aprilcox.com/events, EVENTS. I'll post the link here in the chat so that you can participate live if you're interested. For those who are also here on Zoom, you can go ahead and start posting some questions. I do have one topic that has come up multiple times that I want to throw in, and we'll hit some of the other questions first before we jump in. But I've had a number of people say to me, April, I really want to run Amazon ads. What do I need to do to get started? And the idea of, is their listing ready to run Amazon ads? And if they are ready to move forward, then how do you get started? So what I thought is I would throw that topic out there. And if that's something of interest to you, then you can hang out with me today because I do have one of my authors who we're going to look at her listing and we'll actually go through the process of determining whether or not her listing is ready or needs to be tweaked. We'll make some tweaks. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, I'll be here with my mastermind folks. We're actually going to go through entering her first few ads for her new product. So that will be something that can help those of you that are brand new to running ads as well. So we'll get into the depth in the 9 o'clock hour, and we'll scratch the surface and actually do an introduction to some of those things with the open Q&A today. So that's one. I'm going to just make sure that I've posted some things here on YouTube where you guys can join me. Okay. aprilcox.com/events. That will just redirect you to my Zoom. Let's look at what we've got for questions coming up so far. Debbie's Amazon ads. Yes, we're absolutely going to touch on that today. Should you let AI write your PCIP block or get a professional? Pat, great question. I didn't even realize that AI could write your PCIP block until it was brought up to me by another author in another session we had, or I think on Marketing Monday session. So I went in and asked AI, can you write this for me? And put all of the information. I just told it to ask me questions, and then let's format it in the format for a PCIP block. And sure enough, it did everything and came back exactly the way that I would have expected it to. So I have previously used cipblock.com. What I haven't done is taken that next step and taken the CIP block from the woman that does it. Adrienne at cipblock.com sends me a CIP block, and I'm waiting on that one to compare with the one that AI did for me. If they're exactly the same, then my verdict is going to be yes, go ahead and just create them with the AI tool. And I will probably just make it a little easier by coming up with an exact prompt that can help you guys with doing that. Go ahead, Pat, you had a question about that?
I came across it quite by accident. All I wanted to do is say, would you please, for the new book that I'm going to come out with, could you please just write me a short description that I could put into a CIP block? And the next thing it came back and said, well, would you like me to do the whole CIP block for you? And I thought, oh my word. I said, sure. and they did. So that's why I was curious. I didn't even ask for it. It's like, do you want this? And I'm thinking, is it as good as what Adrian Bashista does? So,
Right.
yeah, when you find out, I'd like to know.
Yeah, and I do have that as a follow-up. I did generate the CIP block for one of my other authors' books. At first, when it came back to me, it gave it to me in a format, and I said that doesn't look exactly like what I would expect. So I pasted in one that came from Adrian at CIP block, and I said this is what I usually get, and they said, oh well, that's what I gave you was what like Library of Congress does for like traditional published different. Anyway, it was describing that it was a slightly different format than what I'm doing, which is the PCIP block. So it looked at what was there and then spit it out to me in that format. So I was like, that's great. I can upload an example of what I need and I can get a new one back for the book. And that saves $85 for a new author that's never done it before, or $70 for returning authors. So I thought that was quite spectacular that it was able to do that and turn it back to me that quickly. And for those of you that don't know what a PCIP block is, it goes on the copyright and it helps librarians to understand how to categorize your book. It's also something that's expected for those in the literary world. If they're opening up your copyright page and you don't have that, then they know maybe you're not a traditionally published author, or you're not publishing it in the quality way that traditional publishers do. um, it will not necessarily ensure that you get into libraries, but without it, you need to have some librarian code it and categorize it and create the registration for you. So it makes it harder to get off of that listed pile and into the library system. So I highly recommend, and I don't recommend anybody move forward without getting your PCIP block. It includes things like your ISBNs, a summary of the book, your author, your illustrator name, um, categories using the BISAC codes. So there's a lot of different things that it compiles based on the answers that you provide. And then that block goes right into your copyright page. Okay. But yes, thank you for whoever gave me that hint the other day that they actually started to generate things on AI using the information about the
That was
CIP
me,
block. Oh, well, good job. That was absolutely fantastic. Who was me that spoke up?
Kathleen Blevins.
Oh, Kathleen. Good, good, good. Yeah, so congratulations. You opened our eyes to a whole new possibility with AI that I hadn't even realized that they could do.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it was
So
thanks to your entrepreneur AI that you developed. So it really took all of the. I just had an idea, and I put in as much info as I had, and I said, "Ask me the rest to
Yeah,
complete it." And so, yeah, it was
that's
helpful.
great. That's wonderful. So yeah, thank you for that. So I would say yes, I think it's worthwhile. I would also just make sure that you take maybe one of your previous CIP blocks, paste it in there and say, this is what I've gotten previously. Are you formatting it in the same exact way? Or just compare. Would you change anything based on this format that I've received? Because I did have to do that, but then it came out just fine. All right. So Kathleen, you said that Amazon is limiting the purchase of your new book. Can you tell me what you mean by that, Kathleen Markath? What
Yeah,
do you
hi.
what do you mean by
Um,
limiting the purchase of the book?
well, it's only allowing you to order two, three, or four, maybe four books. It won't let you order anymore.
That is really weird. It's my
Yeah.
monster truck activity book.
And I contacted them today. I spoke to three different departments, and then I got sent back to the first department with no answer. The one guy said, "Well, we do that sometimes unless you have a business account." Um, Other than that,
Let
they
me go
couldn't
and
give me an
share.
answer.
Let me share my screen. A lot of times we don't get answers from them, unfortunately. But here we've got, is the book you're talking about. My Monster Truck Goes Everywhere with Me, coloring and activity book, right? Okay. So when you say that it's limiting,
Yes.
are you
So if you go
saying,
to order it,
oh, I gotta exit out of this account and into my own. Hold on. Log out. Um, Goodness gracious, what am I doing here? Maybe I'm zoomed in too much or something. I want to oh, here it is, sign out. And just go in as me. I have seen this, the only time I've seen this happen is typically around Christmas time when they have like limited availability or limited stock. I haven't seen this for a POD title. Let me go back
yeah,
here.
I don't know why. And
Because
I
this
didn't know
book,
if it had
yeah, this book is
anything,
print on demand
right?
through KDP. And let me just see.
I didn't know if it had anything to do with being in a series, but I wouldn't think that
I
that
don't
would cause
know.
them to any reason for
It
them
doesn't make
to.
any sense why that would be an issue. Let's see. Back to the book, hopefully. Nope. My monster truck. That's activity book. All right, so here it is. You've already got 3 reviews on it, so it is
Yeah.
selling. And if
Well,
I click at, it says in stock. It doesn't say you only get a certain number
well,
of
when you
reviews.
push on when you go to order more than one, that's where it, um,
Oh, okay, let me see. So why would people want to order more than one at a time unless it's like for an author? Maybe they have multiple kids, you
oh,
mean?
yeah, like birthday parties.
Oh,
If
I
I
see
had
what you're
kids,
saying.
I would be stocking up on this special price for birthday
Okay.
parties, and
So you're saying they limit to how
teachers will
many? How
order
many are they limiting you to?
3 and 4. Yes, you're
Okay.
getting to 4, and that's not letting you go any further.
It says the seller has, hold on. The seller has a limit of 4 per customer. To see if more are available from another seller, go to product detail page. This is totally confounding me. I've not seen that other than specifically during the holiday season. Um, so I am not sure. I do not know the answer to that question. And I don't know quite how to resolve it.
Well,
But
it said to go to the product page. Can we do that to see
the
where
seller,
that's at?
go to the product
Product
detail
detail.
page. Yeah,
Product.
so order other new from, so they're saying go to other buyers, other sellers that
Yeah, and
are
there
here.
shouldn't be any other.
Well, whenever you put your book up on print on demand or any other way, other people, especially if it's on Ingram and it's being distributed, then other people can resell your own book. And a lot of times they sell it for more money than you are, and then you still get the royalties because they have to buy it from you in order to resell it. But there's no restriction on that. So,
Okay.
or other new. So there should say if there's any other sellers here. Okay. I'm not seeing it's not showing me any new sellers here.
Um,
Amazon.com, 30-day refund replacement. Yeah, nothing here that I'm seeing that tells me
we,
why this would be happening. I would
yeah.
see if you can escalate that help desk ticket.
Well, I did after my, 3 phone calls in 2 hours. I did email them, but I
Hmm.
haven't, and I don't.
Okay.
I have no idea if I got to the right department. I don't. So I haven't heard back yet.
Okay.
Um,
Well, I
there
see you've
is,
got a
but
number one
there's,
new release here, but it's in
yeah.
a category we didn't set it up for.
No.
Isn't that weird too?
Yeah,
Amazon's
it's
putting
like,
it in a
okay.
category that doesn't make, doesn't necessarily make sense for this book, which is children's physics books. So very odd, Kathleen, but look at these gorgeous
Yeah.
pages.
Yes, Denise did those.
Great option. And your number 5, Science of Light and Sound. So this is because it's ASL book.
Right.
I would try to add it to an activity or coloring book page or category so that
Yeah.
Amazon knows can better put this in front of people that it
Yeah.
makes sense for.
Well, Amazon had to pick that physics because I'm
Yeah, because
sure
I know
would
we did not do physics
No.
as a category. Yeah. So yeah, I'm
Like,
not sure.
it's number
I'm
one
sorry
there.
to
I'm
say.
happy.
I'm sorry to say, Kathleen, I have no idea about that answer, but we will work on it and figure it out and come back to the group and figure if we can get an answer from Amazon on why that's happening.
Yeah, if
Hopefully
anybody
it's
else has any
temporary.
ideas.
Yeah, hopefully it's temporary. Does anybody else have input into, or have you seen that happen with your projects as well?
I don't know what you think. I'm thinking I might go in and change the price like 5 cents or something and
Okay.
see if that,
Because is that the minimum amount?
yeah, we picked the minimum.
I wonder if it has to do with selecting the minimum price,
Yeah.
because that's just what it would take for an author, or it's a minimum that Amazon will allow you to list the project at.
Yeah. But you've
So,
done that before, right?
for myself, my own purposes, yes. But I haven't run into this. But,
Right.
Amazon's making changes all the time and it's hard to keep up with it all sometimes.
Yeah. So you think if I just increased it, 5, 10 cents, that might jolt it into.
I think maybe if you go up $1 or 2, it might change it or get it out of there. If there's not a certain amount of profitability, they may be moving other books ahead of it or something. I don't know, or limiting it. But yeah,
Okay,
I'd love to
mystery.
see Amazon do something. Now, Debbie had a comment for you, Kathleen,
Okay.
she says that yesterday she saw that the words monster truck are trademarked. Where
Mm,
did you see that, Debbie? Got to get you off mute, Deb.
Let me unmute. Okay. I was watching a webinar or Facebook something. But anyway, they said that was, did I lose you again? Okay, that it was a trademark. And so is Bigfoot. So what does that mean to us that use those words?
Yeah, I think you would have to look at or go into the trademark search and find out what are those being trademarked for and in what usage capacity. There's so many different classes that words can be trademarked for, but usually titles of a book or something that's like, bottle, the word bottle or the word truck, or monster truck. I don't know how that you could tell everybody that's using it that they can no longer use it because you have a trademark. That'd be
crazy.
Surprising, crazy. Bigfoot, another word for, those kind of things are very strange and hard to figure out what it's the trademark office going to be actually trademarking. I would go do you know the trademark office website? Because it's USPTO .org, I think, and you can look up trademarks. So I would recommend looking that up and finding out what the usage is for that trademark to see whether or not it's going to come back to bite you. But the trademark owner would have to contact you and say, you're in violation of our trademark. We need you to change the title or change something. And it would have to be aligned with the trademark usage. So for example, I have self-publishing made simple as a trademark, and that is for books and for services. So my Self-Publishing Made Simple program and services, and also some books that I'm writing with the Self-Publishing Made Simple brand, those are all now trademarked under me. Some of the places that are using Self-Publishing Made Simple in their, like I have one person that used it well before I ever trademarked the term, but they didn't do anything to trademark it. So she has a course called Self-Publishing Made Simple. It definitely violates my trademark, but because she was using it prior to my trademark, there's special circumstances. Like she could say, sorry, I used it, I started it first, so I have the permission to keep using it because it is a predecessor to the trademark. So that's one thing. Then there's also different pieces or different advice that we can get from the trademark office. I see somebody's trademarked this. What does that mean for me who's using it in this way? So I would recommend reaching out to the trademark office if you are truly concerned that the way that you want to use it is currently being used elsewhere. There's also a gentleman that I have interviewed multiple times, that Josh Becker. I'll put his name here, Josh Becker. I've had him on the channel talking about trademarks, and I'll try to find the link and tag it in my YouTube video as well here. But he has given us like an overview of what trademarks are, how they're used, and the violations of trademarks and things like that. But we could absolutely reach out to Josh if we need to. His contact info is there as well. So let me know if that's an issue that we want to bring Josh in on, because I can ask him to join me for an upcoming session as well, just to find out a little bit more about this topic.
Okay, I'll see
All
what I
right.
can find out, and then we can
Okay.
take it there.
All right, let's see. Jackie has a question here. She says, it can feel challenging to market and sell picture books. Do you have suggestions for being able to do it consistently? On social media, there are author, parent, or teacher groups that might not be active, or marketing your book may not be allowed on there. Jackie, it is very frustrating, and marketing is one of those things that can, really take time to build your brand and build a platform. And that's one of the ways that I consider it. But there are things about building your own email list, building your own following. And for most people, that means social media, finding one or two platforms where, think about your perfect target audience. Where do they hang out? Are they on TikTok doing TikTok dances? Are they, Facebook crew that's hanging out in Facebook groups? Or are they Instagram, right? And then have some posting and a strategy for social media to get some attention on about your journey, what you're doing as an author, sharing quotes, doing, there's a number of things that you can do with regard to posting and getting people to identify with what you're writing. There's also other things like advertising that can help. Amazon ads is one of those topics that we started talking about. If you are not somebody that has a large following, you're working on it, but you need visibility for your books, then getting some ads running that will help give you some visibility on Amazon would be very helpful. That's, one thing that you can, create a budget for that and do it a little bit at a time. Start small, like we're going to be talking about with Debbie and her Amazon ads. So I'm going to walk through that process so that you can see how you would do that for your own Amazon ads. The other thing is, when you have a small platform, meaning you're brand new, maybe this is your first book you're launching, think about where you can borrow an audience from somebody else. Maybe you have podcasters that write about the topic that you have written about, or that interview people on the topic. I'll give you a freebie here. There's a podcast called Reading with Your Kids, and it's Jed Doherty is the individual that leads that podcast. I'm going to write it down, Reading with Your Kids, Jed Doherty. And I've sent a lot of authors his way, and I've interviewed him a couple times on my channel. And he basically said, April, if they're your authors that you're sending, or they're coming from work that they've done with you, just tell them to email me, and I'll send them a link to go and book some time on my podcast. If you've got a picture book, you want to talk a little bit about what you're doing and talk about the book in general and how it serves families, then he's your guy. And he's a great, amazing speaker, somebody that is just will walk you through questions as a friend. But his podcast is very popular on Spotify and on iHeartRadio. So it's one of the top family podcasts. So there's lots of audience that will hear about your book. And it doesn't cost anything to do that. And so finding podcasters, finding influencers or people who review books or blog about the topic that you blog about. Let me ask you something, Jackie. What's the topic of your book? Tell me a little bit about it. And let's just kind of brainstorm a little bit on other ways that you can reach an audience on that topic.
Hi, I was
Hey there.
writing a story about two horses. I think I remember I joined once and that they are looking for hay and they keep searching and they don't give up and there's some humor involved as well.
So it's an animal story about horses. And is it just a humorous story? How would you pitch that to somebody? What's the few special things about the book and why somebody should buy the book instead of any of the other mini books that are out there on about animals?
There's there's different lessons but the horses they do feel kind of like frustrated, but they keep looking and looking and um there's also like rhymes involved. Um and there's
Okay.
also some words like new vocabulary.
All right. If you want to post a link to your book in the chat here, I'll even jump on and take a look and like see how well you've done with your marketing there. And then maybe we can brainstorm a little bit more about the marketing of that particular book. Tell me a little bit about your platform. Are you brand new or where are you posting on social media? And, what are the numbers that you have right now for your following?
I use Instagram and I'd say have about 800 followers and um on Facebook I posted in some groups, but I feel like um it hasn't been very active like
Okay.
that
It
I
can be it
posted.
can be really frustrating, I know. What about your as far as your website and email list? Are you starting to build an email list which that is really falling under your own domain?
Um I I have an email list. I'd say that I have about 45 people on my email list and I have a website. Um I think I'm still in the process of like adding changes to it and I have activity sheets included.
Okay. Well, let me go in and just share the screen here because I did follow the link that you pulled up. And I want to open it up also to the people that are here with me today. Um, which way is the hay? So you've got some, kind of cute illustrations. I would say the cover design could be greatly improved. Sometimes, the typography can give away that, maybe it needs to be leveled up to a better typography. It kind of looks a little bit self-published, if you know what I mean. And that will make it very difficult to even with Amazon ads, I wouldn't start running ads to it until you rework the cover. You can take, this cute little illustration here of the horse. Let me just click that. Like, he is adorable. But your cover thumbnail here is not doing a lot for you to really highlight the beauty of this illustration and the cover, the title itself. The font choice. Anybody else have any feedback with regard to the cover, or am I in kind of off there? You let me know, and let's provide some honest but kind feedback as well, because this is something that if I was developing this or reworking it, I would work with a designer and have them really pull in these gorgeous illustrations and highlight that a little bit more on the cover so that you have a larger title that will also make it easier to stand out and make the gorgeous horse bigger, maybe so that the horse's bottom comes from here and the head comes up. So we see that gorgeous face, the beautiful illustrations, and nice large title. So it's not that you have bad illustrations, it's just the format of the title of the cover, the thumbnail here could really use a little bit of work for better sales on this.
It looks like it would make for a good back of the book illustration.
A good what? Back of the book.
Yeah, back of the book.
Yeah. That's a good thought. And let's take a look. Okay, so I see some A+ content here that shows the interior illustrations, meat sorbet, but it's not the level of A+ content that would also generate as much interest either. So you've got beautiful images, but it's not the full picture, like what we saw with the previous, if we went to the monster truck book, My Monster Truck Goes Everywhere. We'll just take a look at another example here that we just had with that coloring book. Let's see. Okay. By the way, since this coloring book just launched, if you guys are interested in providing a review, where it looks like Kathleen could use some help with reviews. So it's a great coloring and activity book. And if you see, here's the A+ content that her designer put together. The designer, I can tag the designer here as well. Denise Walnoffer is a member of my team. And you see this gorgeous, engaging guy here with the activity book below. And you see some interior illustrations from the picture book, as well as some of the illustrations here of the activities. It focuses and ties these two together, which cross promotes it. And then she also has now the comparison chart to allow people to purchase, add to cart, and cross promote with her picture book as well. So you can see the level of the A+ content design can really help add a lot to your listing as well. The nice large title, right? Those are just things that can help. Also, we'll take a look briefly here at the description. So it does talks about being a rhyming picture book. It identifies the age group, which is fine. Two curious and lovable horses are on a mission to find a hay cafe. With big dreams and even bigger appetites, they trot off on a whimsical adventure full of surprises, silly mishaps, and laugh out loud moments. So it sounds like this the humor aspect, the beautiful illustrations you've got. This is great. You might want to throw it in and see if AI can help improve this so that try some different hooks if you're having trouble with it selling. So I would do an updated cover. I would do a little bit more with just trying some different hooks at the top and then adding some A+ content. And at that point, it should be ready to start really pulling it into some ads as well. Debbie, you have another thought on this as well?
I think on the front cover, the second horse, if it matched more like what you have in the A+,
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be better.
Okay.
It looks like there's too much of a hump
Let's,
on his back.
oh, I see. Well, he's bending over, but I see what you're saying. It looks like
Yeah.
there's an issue there. Now I'm also clicking on the read or the look inside, and let's see what happens when we try to move ahead here. Let's see, read sample. Okay, so we've got, this is something you're going to want to also pay attention to. I was online with somebody the other day and they said they always look at the interior. They do a look inside and just to see what the interior looks like before they purchase. So oh, look at this. This is just gorgeous. The horses are gorgeous. You got beautiful illustrations. Come on now. Okay. Yeah, I think that this book has a lot of potential, especially if it's got some fun rhymes and some jokes and, be a fun read. But it can be a little difficult with the way that ebooks show up here. Let me try the paperback one and see. That's the look inside from the ebook. Now we're going to go to the look inside from the paperback. How much is showing? Is it giving away, or is it helping the individual see that your story is worth picking up? This is good. Okay. So it does kind of get to the end. It shows a little bit about the illustration. So I think this is nice. It's cute. I haven't read obviously the whole story, but the illustrations and the premise look good. It doesn't look cluttered. The interior design looks really well done. The pricing here, I would say the paperback probably is perfectly priced, maybe even has some room to go up a little bit on the pricing. The hardcover is way too expensive to get many sales at this level. Most of the time, it's not going to sell if it's more than like $18.99, $19.99. So once you get up to the $21.95, which I'm sure this is because it's a print on demand, and you have to raise it up if you want to give like a 50% discount, right? Is that it, Jackie?
Yeah, it's for the hardcover, it was through Ingram Spark, and
Yeah.
paperback and ebook was through Amazon. So because of the pricing, that's why it was at $21.95.
Yeah. So what I would do typically with the Ingram Spark is I would lower to the minimum discount. So I would do 40% for the US, 35% for some of the others, and 30% if it'll let you for like, I know it allows 30% in Canada and other places. At the very last one, it says 30%. So I wouldn't put it at 55% discount. I would lower the discounts and get the traction going. Unless you are specifically targeting bookstores, then there's no need to give that 55% discount right out of the gate because you're going to lose out on these hardcover sales. Once you get all this cleaned up, if somebody wants to buy this as a gift, they're probably going to buy hardcover. I would also recommend if you don't have a paperback in KDP, I would also upload a paperback also to KDP because that's where you can drive your Amazon ads, and that's where you're going to make more money than what you will on the hardcover. So having a paperback on both KDP and Ingram Spark is perfectly fine. but Amazon ads don't respond as well if you're pointing it to an Ingram paperback or hardcover as they do if you're pointing the ad to a paperback on KDP. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think, well, for the paperback, I have it on KDP. I don't have it on Ingram Spark.
Okay, I usually do both. The reason is because KDP is great because it'll be on Amazon. Ingram Spark, right now you've got just the hardcover, which you make pennies on, right? It's like $1 or something. If you change and bring down the percentages, you might get it up to $3. But with the paperback, you'll make and that's pushing it. But with the paperback, you're going to make more on Ingram. And if you put the paperback on Ingram as well, then when it pushes things out to Barnes and Noble and all these other locations it distributes to, then people will have a choice to buy the paperback or the hardcover. Where right now, the only place the paperback's available is Amazon. So these are some things that I would clean up in order to make your things sell on Amazon better. And the other thing I would say is start really working on building your author platform, starting with trying to get people onto your email list. So you said you had 40 right now. And so I would think about what kind of lead magnet might you offer if your perfect reader loves horses and they love humor, then maybe a joke book with, that or a, PDF download, funny things or facts about horses or something like that, or maybe an extension of the book. How would a parent or teacher use the book outside, beyond the book? Some kind of project, maybe something that they would be willing to give you their email with for. So, it's going to take a lot for me to part with my email because it is flooded with junk mail. So you want to give something of value, and you really need to know your audience to know what that is, what they're going to respond to. And then you can post about that in groups or on your social media so that when they go to download that, they'll be giving you their email address. And then from there, you'll be able to continue to get to know that person or let them get to know you. And when you publish new books, they'll already be a part of your community. Anybody else have ideas for Jackie for helping to market this book? And obviously, we do Marketing Monday. Every Monday, we have various different topics on marketing. So love to have you join us in the mastermind and come into some of those Marketing Monday sessions we do every single week. We dig in deeper on a specific marketing aspect. Okay.
Different events.
Craft fairs. Pat says craft fairs, local events. Yep. Yep. I hope that was helpful, Jackie.
Yeah, it was really helpful. Thank you very much.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. All right. Other questions before I jump into some Amazon ad stuff? Okay. Hi, Lori. Welcome. Nice to see you here. I'm going to log in, Debbie, to your KDP account. So just watch for a code coming your way.
Okay.
If you wouldn't mind just sending, oh, you sent directly to me. Let's see.
Did
Just the email address, remind me of the email address and credentials. Just send it directly to me through the chat, and that's fine. Okay. So I met with Debbie earlier today, and we were talking about starting to run ads for her new book, and I'll pull the book up. So first thing we're going to do, and the first thing I do usually with anyone who wants to run Amazon ads, is we take a look at their listing and make sure the listing itself is solid. And then we look at the metadata. And so we'll walk through that process together. Thank you, Debbie, for that. Let me get this in. It says that it doesn't have an account with that email address. Is there a typo in your email address?
Yes. A is an L.
Yeah, it's still, I changed that and it's still telling me that it can't find
Oh,
an account.
okay. Then it's probably, oh, heck, what is it? I don't use that one very often.
So what I'll do while I'm waiting for that, oh, hold on. No, I think it's accepting that email address now. Has anybody noticed that that Amazon has been really weird lately? I think they must have pushed out some changes. Things that normally work just fine all of a sudden have stopped working, or there's been failures. I couldn't even upload a file yesterday because it kept failing, and the file is perfectly fine. I've verified it, but it keeps just failing, and I am working against a clock, which is not easy. It's telling me that password's not correct either. I'm going to actually have to have you look at your credentials on your side and just put those up, or else maybe you'll be able to, maybe you'll have to share your screen once we get to that. So for now, I'll pull up the book itself. Let's go to books. And it is The Legend of Bigfoot, which is a nice chapter book. And I am totally in love with this cover. Let's take a look at this as I share my screen. All right. The Legend of Bigfoot. So it's here. The subtitle really tells more about what the book is about. It's a humorous chapter book. So this is a middle grade book. Fun and adventure with a group of animal friends. So it's got a lot of keywords here, maybe a little keyword stuffing going on. Adventures at Rayland Ridge is the series. So that's here. I would say in order to prep for your Amazon ads, you want to have at least 10 reviews. So you've got 16. I would keep working on the reviews for sure. You've got this gorgeous cover. Look at this artwork. Wow. The Bigfoot's hiding over there. So absolutely beautiful. And the artwork was done by one of the illustration firms that I highly recommend. This is Prey and Animation. Looks beautiful. Let's just take a quick look at the description here. Discover the secrets and adventures at Rayland Ridge. So we've got a very short description here, Deb, and the only real hook into it is it's kind of an introduction to secrets and adventure. So I would typically start with maybe a little authorpreneur AI inquiry here to say, let's do this together. Act as an Amazon marketing expert and help me improve the listing, description, keywords, etc. for book titled The Legend of Bigfoot. And I'm going to say, here is the current description. I would like to be able to just point it toward the listing and have Amazon have it be able to read that. But currently Amazon blocks bots and things, even AI, from actually going onto their page and allowing them to read the page. So we're just pasting that in. Okay, so it's saying, I'm going to just zoom in on this so we can, hopefully you guys can see it a little bit better. Let me get rid, close the sidebar. There we go. Thanks for sharing your current description. I'll help you shape it into a high converting Amazon listing, improves SEO, readability, and buyer appeal. So, breakdown of what we're going to do. It's going to work in some keywords into the description. It's going to add some additional formatting elements and an emotional hook and benefits. Highlight what the child gains, like fun and adventure, moral lessons, cultural awareness, and then a call to action. So these are the components of a good Amazon description. So here, discover the magic, mystery, and mischief at Raylan's Ridge. So it kind of throws in a little bit of a different flow, mystery, mischief. If your young reader loves Bigfoot stories like talking animals and laugh out loud adventures, they'll be hooked from the very first page of The Legend of Bigfoot. Join Bear, Fox, and their mischievous woodland friends as they explore the forest, learn valuable lessons, and stumble upon a mysterious creature that has everyone whispering, could it be Bigfoot? So they see how it kind of like reorganizes it just makes it more interesting. And then it also goes here into the bullet points, highlights packed with humor, adventure, and a touch of mystery. Ready to explore? Add The Legend of Bigfoot to your cart today. So this is the call to action. So you might think, okay, this is kind of too long. I'm just going to ask it, what is the best length for an Amazon description? Should we reduce the length? I think it's a little too long. But if you don't know whether it is or not, you can ask. It says ideal length is 150 to 300 words, and short enough that busy parents and teachers don't skim past. Why not too long? Why not too short? So the draft I gave you is 232 words, which is just about perfect, though we could trim a little if you want an even punchier fast scan version. So Deb, what do you think? You want to leave the version that they've got there, or do you want to make it a little shorter?
I want to update it. I don't know, make it shorter, I guess. People don't like to read much.
Shorter, please. We also add humor. This book is a lot of laughs for little ones. We also want to highlight the fact that this is good for reluctant readers and early readers. It is the sweet spot between a beginner reader and chapter book. So I'm just going to give it that information so that we also highlight what's really special about the book. Okay. Bigfoot, talking critters, and nonstop giggles. Welcome to Raylan's Ridge. So now it's got a more punchy version of it that calls out reluctant readers and funny animal stories. And you can see it's highlighting those things packed with belly laughs, mischievous adventures, and a mischievous adventures and a dash of mystery. And it's telling these are the three people or kids, perfect for kids that are reluctant readers, love funny animal stories, need a just right first chapter book that builds confidence. So there now you're getting to a little bit more succinct as well as really highlighting the things that make this book special. If your child likes to laugh and maybe believes in Bigfoot, this is their next favorite read. So here, using this Authorpreneur AI, which is my tool that was built on ChatGPT, so you could use any other AI software, or you can go to authorpreneur.ai and you can try out my tool. Right now, there's no fee on it. It is just there for authors to try and get some feedback on before I move it into my mastermind membership. So Debbie, are we good to be able to log in to your account? I'm going to stop my share, log in there, and we'll take a look.
I don't know what
Do you have your
passwords keep changing. Okay, I can log in.
Okay, you want to go ahead and share that screen? I'm going to email you with that updated. Actually, what I'll do is, yeah, I'll send you the updated description so you have it.
Okay. You want control of my screen?
No, you go ahead. I'll kind of guide you through it. I would rather be able to get in and kind of go around myself, but if you don't have the password information there for me, we can just have you
I'm
share.
gonna have to reset the password, I guess.
That's okay. You can go ahead and take a look.
Okay. So I'm in here and let me go share screen. Right here. Okay.
All right. So I'm sent you. Let me just move you in the right direction here on my other screen. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm just trying to organize my windows here, so sorry about that. So you're in, go into the KDP bookshelf itself. Yeah. Go ahead and sign in and oh no, I hope you're not going to have trouble with the sign in. Otherwise, we might have to just tweak some things.
Yeah.
Okay. So I did paste that and send it to you.
Okay, you sent it by email?
Yeah, but let's get you logged in so that we can. Oh, there, you got your OTP. That's good.
Where it went.
So, and I would say if you're looking for, or if you have been running or had your book out there for a while, it may be time to refresh your description and take a fresh look at your cover design, at what's working for you and what's not. I usually look at the keywords, categories, and the description on a quarterly basis. So it's very helpful if you haven't done the same for your book in a while to potentially get an opportunity to walk through this for your own book as well. All
Okay,
right.
I got the new description.
Yep. So just go ahead and scroll down and enter in your new description. And we're going to also then look at, so
Where do I do that?
go in into the paperback where it says continue setup. There you go. Remember, we're driving ads to the paperback, but then you're going to want to go and apply the same things to your KDP, your Kindle version as well, and your Ingram Spark ones if you've got it on Ingram Spark. So there's the description, and you can go ahead and paste what I sent you into here. There you go. Good. So let's scroll down and let's also take a look at the keywords that you have here. Keep going. And I'm going to zoom in. I'm having trouble seeing because it seems really far away to me. I'm going to try. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's perfect. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take a screenshot of that. Now, can you go down to the categories as well? Scroll down to the categories. Oh, sorry, scroll up, I should say. There you go, right there. Let me just screenshot that. And now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to share my own screen back to here. I'm in here telling, now I've already told AI what I want their help with, and then I'm going to just add the screenshots here. We don't have to go crazy. I've got two screenshots. Whoops, two screenshots. One that has keywords and one that has your category. Here are the keywords and categories currently entered for metadata on this project. Please advise on improvements before we run Amazon ads. Okay. And it's able to interpret the screenshots. So it says current selection. It's giving the current things we've got here: Native American, other, customs, traditions, and anthropology. Goods. And so it's giving you the feedback. Right now, these are a bit too cultural, folklore heavy. Parents searching for funny chapter books or Bigfoot books for kids won't necessarily find you. So here are some stronger categories. Dogs, bears, etc., under animals. So you can pick that. I think there might even be something where they put like mythical creatures or something for Bigfoot. You know what I mean? That could be
Yeah.
one. And then chapter books and readers, if you go into, I think that this might belong under early chapter books instead of intermediate, but that could be something that will help. Now, these categories they have two different ways of using these categories. One is we want to make sure that the categories themselves are helpful to tell Amazon what your book is about, because this is part of the metadata that helps Amazon put things in the right place. And then the second part of this is also how competitive are those categories? Are you able to find one where you can where you can compete and hopefully get like a #1 new release or a bestseller? But you're serving both purposes. So putting a book into a category that's got, 3 sales to #1, that's very obscure, may help you hit a bestseller, but it's not going to be really helpful for Amazon to understand what your book's about, and you could be shooting yourself in the foot. So I love the idea of them putting you in humorous, under action and adventure. Humorous are intermediate, the book, chapter books kind of thing, and as well as whether it's a mythical creatures or bears, because you've got bears on the cover, that could be helpful. And then here we've got the funny books for kids ages 6 to 9. These are some of the optimized keywords, and it gives you a good example. I used to take hours, 2 hours, analyzing keywords and helping an author find just the right keywords. And now with the AI tool and the training and all of its natural functionality coming from ChatGPT as well, it's crazy how easy it's making things. So you've got, funny chapter book for ages 6 to 9, Bigfoot book for kids, Sasquatch story for kids, reluctant reader books ages 6 to 9. Like these are all things that people are going to be searching for. Now, this Native American legends for kids, I don't know if I would. It depends on how important that is to your story, because there's probably not a whole lot of people searching for that particular thing, but it is a part of your story. So camping adventure book for children, humorous animal adventure. All we've given this AI is a copy of your description. We talked a little bit about the important pieces of it, and it's using a lot of the information that it knows about Amazon and how Amazon indexes things to help you find just the right keywords. So here are the optimized keywords you can use. And it says use natural search phrases, not random word strings. Avoid repeating the same word. because they already auto combine. And funny chapter books, books for reluctant readers, those are parent and teacher searching for gifts. So it's a good strategy to kind of keep it as something that will, these keywords that are in your back end are hopefully going to help you with some organic results. But above and beyond that, what I do is I take these, so we're going to update those in your keywords. I will paste them in here for you. But I'm also going to run an ad. The first ads that I'm going to do that we'll do for you is create an automatic ad that allows Amazon to go put your book in front of anybody that it thinks likes these kind of books, right? So Amazon knows what people's buying habits are, and we're setting up your Amazon listing so that it knows a lot about this particular book, from the keywords to the categories to the description. It all helps Amazon know who to put your book in front of. So you've got these as keywords. So the second kind of ad that I will run, or that we will run as we develop it, is going to be around your keywords. And I'll put all of these keywords that we want Amazon to show your book for. And you might say, well, April, we're putting them in the 7 keyword phrases. Wouldn't Amazon automatically index them for that? Well, you would think that they would, and they should, but it takes time for them to get there. So sometimes you can even put the title of your book in a Amazon search, and it doesn't come up because Amazon hasn't quite indexed it yet. And a lot of people suffer with that. So I will take these optimized keywords, your title of your book, your author name, and any other additional keywords, keyword searches that we want to add. And I'll put it, not too many keywords, but 25 or so, 50 maybe, at the most. And I'll create a keyword ad, and that will force Amazon to index for these things. So that's the second kind of ad. The third kind of ad that I would do is, let me go here and say, if I am creating a product ad, I need a list of competitor books that are getting good traffic and would be a good fit to target for my own. So it's a product ad. And that means products and categories. Please advise and provide the ASINs you think I should include. So the AI can go and let's just see if it finds the ASINs and it gives us that, or whether we have to look that up ourselves. I'm trying to remember if they're able to scrape the ASINs as well, but we'll see. Okay, competitor books you should target. Humor, short chapters. So it tells the book, it tells why it's a good match, and it gives the ASIN. Talk about, so some of these, it does have the ASIN, some of them it doesn't. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go. The other thing we can do is go to Amazon and just search for early chapter books for reluctant, come on, early chapter books, reluctant readers, humor. Let's do humorous at the beginning. Humorous early chapter books. So if you're searching for some of the things that you know are important, so we've got the Berenstein Bears. This is a early reader chapter book. We've got The Mouse and the Motorcycle, Amelia Bedelia. So these are good competitive items, and maybe it takes you a few search tries to get a good list. But once you do have that, you can either, copy the information, or you can use a tool like this KDSpy is one I really like. I'm clicking on KDSpy, on this little KDSpy icon. let's see what it's doing. Okay, so KDSpy is coming up and it's going to analyze the items on the page. It's going to give me a little bit of extra information about these. I will put a link for those of you that want to learn more about KDSpy. It's a tool that I recommend for every author out there. It is less than $100. It is a one-time purchase. It's not a monthly fee. And it allows you, look at that. I've got this keyword, humorous early chapter books, is green, green, green. That's the kind of keywords we like. It's got popularity, it's got potential, and it's got low competition. So we're looking at the first 20 books, which are on this page. And it shows me the estimated monthly sales of these books. It shows me their estimated revenue, the number of reviews they have, their sales rank, the title of the book, and I can easily sort by the column so I can see that the Bad Guys box set makes $63,927 a month. So if I'm targeting something and I think the Bad Guys box set is a really good comparative for my book, then I would say that's a good one to target. I wouldn't be targeting one that's making $65 a month in sales. So I'm typically grabbing these search terms for comp books and I'm exporting. Now I can pull more. I can click here and pull more. So now I just clicked on something that said pull 21 to 40. Now I'm going to pull 41 to 60. So the first 60 books that are flagged and listed under humorous early chapter books and are indexed for that term are now here in my tool that I can export. When we export it, now I can, use Excel or whatever tool that you're familiar with, and I have this list of all of the books with all of that extra data. You can use it. I know maybe some of you that are not analysts or look at this and say, I don't want to be in Excel. I get it. But have somebody else help you that is really, has some knowledge, or just go in and pull the title of the book, the ASINs. Here it shows the book title. These are things that I exported. The author name, it shows the price, the estimated sales. So if I wanted to take a look at only those that had sales revenue of more than $1,000, I would just look at these. So we've got this whole group here. All of these would be perfect targets. Now, what does it mean if I put a product targeting ad together? It means I take a list of these ASINs here, and it says anytime somebody goes, show my ad, anytime somebody visits this page, you're bidding on having them show. So if we're looking at something like one of these early chapter books and you're on that page, then potentially this book will come up. So let's go back to the results here. So if we click on the trouble with tryout, so this is an early chapter book. Somebody clicks on it. Now we're scrolling on this listing and they're reading about it. Here's an ad. That could be you. So Ivy and Bean book 1 is somehow targeting this book or books like this. So it's being shown on that product page. Let's keep going down and scrolling. It's also showing the whole series, which is good for you to have series, but products related to this item. You see how it says sponsored. That means all of these are paying to appear here. Your book could be here if you're doing a product ad. It could also be down here. Customers also bought or read. They're not paid to put these here. What happens is the more people buy your book along with this book, or come from this page, buy the other, now all of a sudden your book starts being kind of associated with it. So paying for ads to show up on this page, if this is a really relevant, similar book as yours, will help it to potentially come here. And then Amazon's adding a lot of more ads. Here's sponsored. Related products. I don't know about you, but I do go to related products when I'm searching for a specific type of book. I will go and search and look at the listing that I like. Then I'll go down and say, show me some other products like this. Because I like that. I like the ability to look at maybe other products that I should consider. Because I'm usually buying more than one, or I might say, wow, this one's not for me. Let's go look at what else is under here. These are all sponsored, meaning they're paying for per click when somebody comes here. They're not paying just to be shown here. That's called an impression. They're paying when somebody clicks on the book. So if I clicked on this and went to this listing and they bid 50 cents per click, because that's what ads are, it's pay per click. Now they would be charged 50 cents for me going to their book page. And then it's up to how well it moves forward. Related books, sponsored. So we're still on that same product. And all of these are where some of your ads might appear. These are video ads that have chosen to be shown up on product pages. And then I think that's the end of it as far as oh no, customers who bought this also bought these. You can see Amazon has an awful lot of additional places where they're showing ads for people. So product ads might work for you. So like I said, when I'm setting up a new book for the first time, I'm number one, solidifying first that their Amazon listing is the best that it can be, that the cover is really good. We've got some great A+ content. I didn't even look at your A+ content for everybody, but I know it's spectacular. If there's additional images or things that you want to add to your books, you have good reviews and you've got a number of them in double digits. The description works well, it highlights and it has a good hook. All of that stuff is really important. And then we start the ads. The ads we're going to run automatic, keyword, and product ads. And that's what we do to kick off a new ad or get started with a new book that needs to run ads fresh. So I just want to stop there for a moment and ask, does anybody have any questions on what I've gone over? And do you need me to go in deeper with that before I work to actually show some setup of some of these things? Because I'll actually, Debbie, I'm going to need you to like reset your password so that you can let me in to be able to do your ad dashboard. But I'd love to be able to just log in and then show how I set up an automatic ad, how we set up the keyword, and if we have time, the product ad as well.
Okay.
April, and also I wrote in the chat that I need a little help as well.
Okay, so you need help on ads?
Yes, same, yes.
Okay.
Just yesterday when we did our thing, I did, well, I don't know. I know sometimes when you get into the ads, sometimes it says no data. I know that Amazon somehow is doing whatever. I mean, a moment ago, shall I say, I could see my ads that I had, but then I noticed that some were missing and I just need to know how to go back and find them. So
okay,
I can wait.
So let's see how much we are able to get to today. But yeah, we'll see if we can pull that up. And if not, then we can dig further into it in the Amazon. I have the Amazon ad course that I'm currently working on, Victoria, that meets on Mondays, and I'll send you an invite to drop in, and we can, because usually we have a small number of people, and we can go through that as well.
Okay, thank you.
So I also had a question while Debbie's looking through that. I would like to publish my children's book on both Ingram Spark and KDP at the same time. Which platform should I set up first, and in which order should I publish? I do have my own ISBNs. Okay, wonderful that I think it's Sekpala, and forgive me if I'm mispronouncing your name. Thank you for your question. I would say that if you're going to publish on both platforms, setting up your KDP account, making sure everything is ready to go, and stubbing in everything on your Ingram Spark side, I usually start with the ebook publishing first, which is KDP. I will usually do a pre-order of the ebook, getting things going, getting people, and I launch it at 99 cents to get the things moving. And also, you're going to reach out to people on your launch team or ARC team, whatever you call it, family, friends, others that are interested, and you're going to give it a low price, 99 cents. That will help start moving things forward. The paperback is going to be on both KDP and Ingram. But with KDP, you just publish after you've got the files loaded, you just click publish, and then in 2 days it's online. It's available. With Ingram, it takes longer to go through because you're submitting your files. The files have to go and be evaluated, and then they come back and they tell you it's ready to be approved. So I always start with the upload of the files in Ingram first, get that going because it's going to take time. And Ingram also gives you the ability to set the date in the future. So if I don't want to, say, officially launch my book until November 1st, I can still go through the process of publishing on Ingram now, and it'll show up on Amazon, but it'll show up as a pre-order. It'll show up on Barnes and Noble as a pre-order. So it helps you get those things out there so that it syncs up earlier. It'll sync up with your ebook. It'll link together. You can add your A+ content to it so that all of that gets set up well before the book is due to launch. And then in KDP, I would, let's just say it's did I say October 1st or whatever launch? I would go in the Friday before. So 3 days before it's due to launch the paperback, I would just press publish. I don't schedule it to go out on a certain date because when you do that and you're doing both Amazon and Ingram Spark, it steps on each other and you get an error. And it just tells you you can't publish because, or you can't schedule publishing because there's already that ISBN's already been published. And it's just a silly error that does not mean that you can't publish, even though that's what it says. It just, you can't schedule the publishing because you've already scheduled and you've got Ingram Spark already out there, or it's being published under Ingram Spark. So you have to physically click publish 3 days before or 2 days before you want it to go live. Usually I launch on Tuesdays because I stay away from Mondays. So the Friday before, I'm going in and publishing the print books. That could be paperback. And if you have enough pages, it can also be a hardcover as well. So for chapter books or longer books, that allows you to do that on KDP. I would also do that and publish those the Friday before you're wanting to launch on that following Tuesday. So I hope that helps. And gives you kind of a sense. But yes, you can do both. And if you're doing a hardcover on KDP as well, I would do a hardcover in both places as well as the paperback in both places. And they don't step on each other, even though if you try to schedule, you get that weird error, it's fine. And it doesn't matter if you publish in a certain order. You just can't schedule it on KDP. Go ahead and move it forward on Ingram first. Okay. I hope that was helpful. All right. Let's see. So Debbie, are you all set with your sign in as well?
You want me to sign in?
No, I'm just saying, do I have the correct sign in order
Yes.
to be able to log into your account? Let me see. Right. Sign out of this one. And while I'm pulling that up, if anybody has any questions on what I've just talked about, feel free to go ahead and take yourself off mute. It's just going to take me a minute or so to just get logged in here with Deb. Okay. I'm sorry to say, Deb, it's still telling me the password is not correct. So it's not allowing me to get in.
Okay, I'm gonna try to log in with that password because I tried it and it worked.
Okay, I don't know what's going on. Maybe I've got multiple KDP windows open. I'll try to close them out while we're doing this. Sometimes that can mess things up. Nope,
Yeah, it's giving me,
you're getting an error too.
yeah.
So I think we might maybe
I
what
just-
we'll do is we'll come back and do for the next time around. I'll go through this process again. What we can do, it sounds like Victoria, you have some questions and you want to share your listing as well. Well, go ahead and feel free to share what you're struggling with on the ads, and then maybe we can. But I will come back and we'll rework this another day. Sorry, Deb, I should have we should have gotten this squared away ahead of time, and I know I was supposed to come on a little bit early and I ran late, so that's on me. Sorry
Oh,
about that.
no, I, not your problem, it's mine, but
No
okay,
worries.
thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so my problem is when I go here, which is where all my portfolio is, April Cox, Amazon ads. No, 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 that's wrong. That's wrong. Let me go back. Oh dear. No, that's not right. It's the other one. It's um, this one,
Yeah.
Amazon ads with April. Okay. It says no data. Is that just something that,
So this is something that happens sometimes. Do you see where it says filter by and you've got keywords, ads, Lillian merch?
oh, that's
You
the one I want. Yes.
erase that. Erase that keyword, erase that there. Erase the words because you're filtering it out based on exactly those words. And now go ahead and just refresh your page there and it will, or hit enter or something just to force it to refresh. And now it won't, now it'll show you all of your ads. No, it's still there. It still says keyword ad. So click the X maybe next to it and just get that to erase.
Okay.
There.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Some people
Now,
tell me, oh, my ads disappeared. What did I
yes,
do? And I'm like, did
I
you
was,
filter by something?
okay. So I know I have 6 there, but the one that I'm missing, I know that yesterday, we paused some stuff, I think, or something, but I don't see where they're paused. But I had 9 campaigns. I not got rid of, but paused the brand one for the Tuxedo Baby series.
Yeah.
And that one, and there was another one, a keyword that I wanted to pause. And then, but the one I really want that's not there, because this is swimmy, swimmy, swimmy. This is Liliana's, the auto ad and the brand ad, but the keyword one, the one that you just saw right now, where is that?
She's,
Good,
she
good
needs to
question.
see the active status enabled. Click that if she wants to see.
Yeah, exit out of that one there because right now you're saying show me only the ones that are active. So there might be one that got, see, it says filter active status equals enabled. So X out of that as well. So there's no filter on this. And you'll see every ad possible that you've worked on is here. As long as you haven't archived it, it will show. So it could be that something got paused. Now, if you want to put the filter of the name of the ad or the book, you can put some search term filter on that there. if
So
you want to
what
find a
it
particular
was,
campaign.
what did that say? It said keyword, or that's what I want. That's
Keep,
what I want back.
yeah. So
Okay,
now
so
click
well
on
that
that and now hit enter and like let it pull up that one. No, it's not showing anything.
yeah, and that was a really good one because that's my latest book and has all the
Yeah,
keywords.
it looks like something might have been archived or perhaps it's on in draft mode. Can you click on the left side under campaigns on the word drafts and see if it's in there?
You do not have any draft campaigns.
Okay, so that's not it. And if you click on targeting, I wonder if the name of the campaign changed. So if you look at targeting, this is putting everything in one bucket. So find those that have the keywords that we worked through, go scroll down, and then you'll see the actual name of the campaign in that fourth column. So if you scroll down, this is the bucket of keywords that or targets that we are working through.
These are all swimming.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Am I almost done? Oh dear. Okay, there's the one I want right
Okay.
there.
So click on that ad right there.
Okay.
And now you're in the ad. But for some reason, I don't know if the campaign name changed, but it's there. And here's the ad that you were talking about.
Okay. How do I get it back into how do I get that so it's in my, when I go to campaigns,
Yeah, click on campaign settings on the left side there, second to the bottom. Yeah, let's just see what the campaign name is. Keyword ad Liliana's match 9425. And it says it's active. Everything else is fine.
it's not showing up.
Fix bids, limit off Amazon spend.
I
Save
did
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it's changing on its own.
Why don't you just change the name of it in that campaign name at the top so that we can be
Yeah.
easier to find it. Yeah. Just
What you want me to change it to, like Liliana's match keyword?
yeah, maybe that'll be a good way to just see if it shows up after that and we can just put that in. So yeah, a lot of times the filtering of ads to be, especially when you start moving around and getting more and more ads entered, it can be a little tricky to figure out where they are and which ad is which. And so that's why I've been teaching you, Victoria, about how to like use the targeting bucket with all of your ads and try to manage it there so that's not too overwhelming as your ad count grows. So now if you go back to all campaigns, yeah, let's see if it's showing up there now. Get rid of your TB series there. Yep.
Yes, right there.
Okay. So I don't know what happened, but we made a little tweak and now it's fine again.
Okay.
So sometimes that happens with Amazon. So but yeah, I think that's a good place to kind of pause because I don't want to go too deep into ads right now, but this is a good spot to make sure you understand how to show and hide ads. This is kind of more of the functionality that we get into in like some of the Amazon ads classes that we do, is how to manage and how to work through multiple ads, how to create ads, how to analyze and adjust ads. So it can be tricky, but it is something that you can learn. And I do encourage you, if you are looking for ways to get some visibility with your books, now is really the time to start running ads and getting things moving prior to the Christmas season because the Christmas sales are already starting. My authors with Christmas books are selling. They're going to sell a lot more in the month of October, and then things are going to pick up dramatically from there. So if you want something to get more visibility prior to the holiday sales season, now is a perfect time to sign up and do some ad work. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's like, oh
Zoom link. Somebody was asking, can I share the Zoom link? Yes. It's aprilcox.com/events. So there you go. No problem. And if you are looking for some one-on-one or a free consult with me to just talk about your book, and if you've got specific questions, I do offer a free 20-minute consult, and you can just go to, I'm just going to put this in the link here, 20 minutes with me is aprilcox.com/consult. Whoops, I misspelled it. Let's see. aprilcox.com/consult, but spell it correctly. And I can put it here for you too. That'll take you right to my calendar. And if you're, somebody new that has not worked with me before, then you can grab that 20 minutes and we can talk about your particular situation and whether or not I might be a good fit. And if I'm not, I probably know somebody who is that can help you get closer to your goals. If you are already one of my authors and you need to set up time with me, then there's a coaching link as well that you can use to book time on my calendar. I will give you a little bit of a heads up that things are changing with, and I'm going to be sending out an email, probably be in your inbox tomorrow, that talks about what's changing with regard to my coaching. So I'm going to start focusing a lot more on some of the new tools and the new things that I'm developing for authors. And I'm going to be less available with coaching, one-on-one coaching. However, there's going to be some exciting things coming with regard to some coaches that I've been training who are going to be doing a lot of one-on-one coaching and taking what I'm teaching, and I'm going to be teaching the trainers, and then they're going to be able to be there for my authors. But if you are somebody that already has, or that already is a VIP with me, and we're doing one-on-one coaching, you have a package, that's going to continue, but other things are going to be, you're going to see me pull back from and do less of, so that I can really focus on the areas that are going to push giant steps forward with tools and resources and activities and things for authors that are going to really help you, and have more workshops, hands-on stuff and group sessions that are going to serve more people with the time that I do have as well. If you think that you might be a good candidate for coaching, becoming a coach and using my self-publishing Made Simple system to help train others, to coach others, and you want to build a business like that, then I want to talk to you. Let's chat. The requirements are going to be that you need to have gone through my program and have published a number of books of your own. So that I would say 2 to 3 books using my system. So if you are one of my students, you probably qualify, or you will soon. And you'll be able to have access to all of the tools, all of the resources that I put together in your coaching business. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, then yeah, that's something that I love, is helping to grow and build other businesses while I'm also focusing on serving the community of authors that I love so much. Any questions about that or anything else? We've got about 15 more minutes before we need to sign off for the day.
I have 2 questions. Are you still going to be available on your Friday office hours?
So yes, through probably mid-October, and then I'm going to start pulling back from the so what I'm pulling back more from is the one-on-one coaching. That's for 30 minutes here, 60 minutes there, because what happens is my calendar gets really filled, and it's not, but I am looking forward to continuing to work on these projects and packages that are moving books forward. So I wanted to do that, but also I'm going to be a little more critical around what time frames am I going to be dropping into? Because right now I've got mastermind hours where I have drop-ins on a number of different places, and sometimes I'll go there and there's hardly anybody showing up. So I'm going to start pulling back and trying to find slots that work where it's helpful for a majority of the people or a good number of people. And if Fridays are not good and people are not showing up, then I'll probably pull back on that. But I think the Friday afternoons, which start at noontime, seem to be good for people, and that seems to be picking up. So as long as we end up with groups of people coming, I'm going to still leave that drop in open. But as if it becomes a less popular time slot, I'll try to play around with different time slots, and then start to pull back on the sheer volume of them, and also start having some of the coaches that I'm training be the ones that are sitting through and helping people in those coaching drop-in sessions. So that may be something that you'll start to see some new faces also working through coaching and being there for people as well.
My other question is, I've always published hardbound books for 20, well, not always, first one wasn't, but the with the price increase and such, I've done $21.99. Now, for the first time ever, I've done an 8.5 by 8.5, and I don't know if it justifies $21.99. I'm looking up here at Pat Danza said $18.99 or $19.99.
Right.
And I'm just curious what you say.
Yeah, I'm saying $19.99 is probably the top of what I would do. It seems like with the pricing increases, $18.99 is starting to be like not enough revenue for you left over. So I'm bumping it up to $19.99 is my recommendation for the 8.5 by 8.5 hardcover through Ingram. So now that can change if you decide to do offset printing or you're doing something that's going to, be a different platform. But for Ingram, I would say $19.99 is good.
All right.
And hopefully what you'll see is as you get closer and closer to Christmas, Amazon starts to discount your price, which, all of a sudden your $19.99 book might become $17.99 on Amazon. And people are like, hey, wait a minute, they discounted my book. I didn't approve that. I didn't change my price. It's a good thing because Amazon's saying, I'm willing to take less money so that I can give your book a better option, a better opportunity to sell and to be attractive to people who are looking for discounts coming up to Christmas. So it's actually a good thing because you still get the same amount of money, but they reduce the price and take it out of their pocket, which is kind of nice. So keep an eye on those kind of things especially as you're coming up to Christmas. The more sales you drive, the more likely Amazon is to discount your book so that it continues to get more sales.
Thank you.
Okay. Go ahead, Pat. I see your hand.
I have two questions. Just to reiterate, if we purchased a coaching package, that would still be honored if we have some.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. I'm not going to stop or
Okay.
transfer off the coaching packages. A number of people have worked with me to grab those coaching packages ahead of time, but I won't likely be offering any more coaching packages. That will disappear soon. What I will be offering, which is really exciting, is packages, coaching, and not coaching, but publishing packages, which I haven't been offering very much. So people that are looking to do like soup to nuts of their coaching, not coaching plus editing, illustration, design, formatting, all in one package with, me as the coordinator of the whole thing. That is going to be a great opportunity. I've got a few packages that I've been working on pricing, and I'm also working on a tool that's like a build your own publishing package where you can see exactly as you add features, it shows the impacted to your price of the package. And so those are the kinds of things I want to work on, is having more visibility, more tools, more things that can help you be able to do your own publishing, but also provides additional benefits and services for you that's going to help you publish more quickly for a better price as well. So go ahead.
Would the people that you are training in the future be available to help with coaching?
Absolutely. Yep, that's my goal. I actually have one individual who I've already started to, he's already signed up and said, yes, I'm in. Nicholas Aragon has has published probably 20 books. And he has been working with me for the past 3 years on his books and rebranding his books, and has gone through my system multiple times. I also have people like Denise Wallnoffer who have been on my team and helping me coach others through the online courses, online author work group. And she is also another coach that I'll lean on, and I'm validating a few others who have been with me and have been building this team for quite some time. So I have some really amazing people, and they're going to have access to me. So, and you guys will have access to me to drop in at certain places like this where we do open Q&A, or I come in and present on particular topics and workshops and things like that.
And finally, my second question is, I scanned and emailed that a report on analyzing whatever.
I got that. Thank you.
Get it? Okay, that's
I
all.
got it. Yes, I got it. And I'm working with Sakshi to get that updated and entered in so that I can share it with everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. So there's lots of good things coming, guys. I promise you that you will see me producing more things that are going to help you. And the Authorpreneur AI and the app that I'm working on, I'm really putting a lot of time and a lot of myself into. I've probably spent about $20,000 already developing this app that is taking people from beginning to end and helping them manage their projects, that my coaches will use, I will use, but I'm also going to be able to make it available to authors to be able to use my system, my templates, things like that, but have it all at their fingertips in an app that they can use. So the more that I free myself up from some of the coaching that's cluttering my calendar right now, the more I can put myself into these other projects that are working. I don't want to keep delaying on because of my lack of time. So hopefully this will be a good thing for you. And if it ends up not being a great thing, or we have to readjust, then we'll make some adjustments as we go. Now, nothing's ever perfect the first time through. Okay.
I have a quick question, April.
Go
Do
ahead.
you have a full service social media marketing package
I
that we
have,
can?
I do have a referral for one.
Yeah.
There's a few different options for you guys. One would be there's a service, I think it's called Author Anchor. I'm going to do Author Anchor. And I interviewed the gentleman who is working, or Kevin Tomlinson is like one of the publicity folks about this. He's partnering with the folks from BookBrush, and this Author Anchor, they will allow you to hire somebody from social. You tell them what you need. If it's a social media person, if it's a VA, they're there to match you with an individual that fits your needs, and they do all the training. They take care of everything. You have to agree to do 10 hours per week. So it's 40 hours per month, but it's only $8 an hour. So it ends up being pretty awesome. And you can say, I need somebody who's going to be a VA and social media person who has experience with both. And you can use that time. And I also have another individual that I have used who has been building a team of social media folks and helping others. And everybody that's used her has absolutely loved what she's been doing. And her name is Anna. I'm going to mispronounce her last name. I know I will. Her last name is Latumen, and I'll put the comments. Let's see. I'll put her email here for you in my chat, and it's Anna, Latumeten. So if you reach out to Anna, you can get, like a month's worth of social media for just a couple $100. And I had her doing a few posts a week for me, but she'll modify the package based on what you need, how many times you want to post. And there are times when I'm putting my packages together, like a full service package for publishing, that I include, a couple of months of her time at a couple $100 a month, and I'll put that in the package and just, I get discounts from her and I package and pass a lot of that discounts over to the authors. So I always include some of their time, especially during launch.
I don't see, I'm sorry, I don't see that in the chat.
Oh,
I
I'm
don't see it
sorry.
either.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
Last one, yeah, I just see
I
Pat's.
I think I
Sorry.
pasted it in another
Oh, there it
section.
is.
There you are.
Oh,
So
there it is.
so Anna is amazing. Currently, she's working with a number of my authors, and everybody has said how amazing her work is and what she's doing. You can look at Sherilyn. Let's see. Trying to think of Earpiece Foundation is one of the ones that she's leading. So if you go to Facebook or Instagram and you go to the Earpiece Foundation that I pasted there, you'll see her work, along with probably could put a half a dozen others. But yeah, I highly recommend Anna and her team for that kind of stuff.
So she does like all full social media and advertising and all that and you just hire her per month or you
Yeah,
pay.
so you let her know what it is that you're looking for, and then she'll tell you, she'll give you a price for it. But usually I do like I want posts 3 days a week. Sometimes if I'm leading up to a book launch, I want posts every day. And I also, you have to tell her what platforms do you want her to post on. I have her do my Facebook, Instagram, um, LinkedIn. What else? One more, I think. In a couple of my Facebook groups too. So she'll put like blast things out to all of those. Um, and she gives me ideas like, hey, here's some ideas on the things that I need you to record on a video. And then she'll take the video clip and turn it into something that she can post for me. So great, great feedback on Anna. But the author anchor is also a great option for those who are looking, getting
How do you spell that?
it's author. Let me put it in here.
Is it
Author,
Inker or Anchor?
ANCHOR, author anchor. And I think it's authoranchor.com, but I'm going to just go there really quickly. ANCHOR, author anchor. Yes, authoranchor.com. And you can book a free discovery call with them. And it's specific for VAs for authors and social media for authors. The people that they interview and train are all from the Philippines who have great English skills, and they also will work with you to make sure that the individual, if you identify any shortcomings, that they'll make sure that that person gets some extra training in those areas. So they kind of handle all the administrative, the training, and things like that. So for $8 an hour, you just have to commit to a certain number of hours. Otherwise, it's not worth it for them to go through and place a VA with you. So I highly recommend that. That's another option I think will be greatly improve your social media as well.
Do you have somebody for Amazon ads or is that separate? I mean, I would imagine it's separate.
So I've been doing Amazon ads for people myself. I'm also looking to train some coaches on that, but right now I've got my Amazon ads training course where I'm doing group training. And then I also have, I do spend a certain amount of time each week doing Amazon ads for others. There's also another place that does it is Books Go Social, booksgosocial.com. They do a great job with ads. I think in some cases, what I found early on was that they weren't necessarily working for children's book authors, but I think since I've been sending them a lot of folks to help with Amazon ads, I think that their knowledge is getting a lot better with children's books. So that would be a good one too, to go to Books Go Social. Great questions today. All right, guys. Well, we are at the top of the hour and we spent a couple of great hours together. So thank you for your engagement. I hope that what I shared was really helpful, and come back next week and more info to come. You'll see my email that goes out probably tomorrow regarding some of the changes that are coming. And if you're not part of my mailing list, go ahead and join at selfpubmadesimple.com, because there's some great things coming you're not going to want to miss. So go on to my website, selfpubmadesimple.com, and just sign up. And that'll keep you abreast of what's coming and different tools and resources and really great things that I'm going to be looking for some individuals who might want to do some beta testing on that. And you may be able to get in very low, or actually, be able to get some things for free to do some testing, but I'll just need your help to make sure I get the feedback on those things. So lots of great things coming, and I do hope we can partner to keep growing and keep improving our sales for the authors that are here and those that are ready to launch the next book.